Good morning, everyone. I am Mark Deltspe, Marketing Manager Emergency Lighting, and I welcome you all to this webinar on our brand new emergency lighting luminaire, the K4. I will present the webinar together with Hussein Murat, Manager Product Development Emergency Lighting. At Etap, we are always very keen and proud to present a new range of lighting or emergency lighting. And this time we are especially proud as this is the world's first emergency lighting luminaire that uses the OLED technology. This is a huge step for us, and we also believe that it's a huge step in emergency lighting development. In this webinar, we will show you why it is no coincidence that our innovative Belgian lighting company, established near Antwerp, is the first to emerge with a standard emergency lighting product using OLED. We will talk about the OLED technology and explain why it is a highly suitable light source for emergency lighting. And of course, we will explain to you the benefits of our K4, a very elegant signage luminaire. Before we continue, I'd like to point out that you can ask questions at any time. You can mail them to gert.de.vos@etaplighting.com. For practical reasons, we will answer most frequent questions at the end of the webinar. Others will be answered by mail later on. Innovation has always come first at Etap. With more than 40 years of experience in emergency lighting, we have introduced innovations in photometry, lighting technology, automatic testing, and managing systems. All those innovations served one goal: improving the reliability of our emergency lighting. It's obvious that reliability is the most important requirement for emergency lighting. Etap guarantees this reliability thanks to advanced electronic design, intensive quality control, and local and central test systems. We apply advanced photometry to increase the efficiency of the emergency lighting installation and to create the best conditions for evacuation of the building in case of emergency. In 1988, we introduced the Fresnel lens in emergency lighting. For the first time, emergency lighting came with proper photometry, with increased efficiency and energy efficiency. In the same year, we equipped our series with automatic self-test, now a standard feature in emergency lighting. It was then a huge step in increasing reliability and security. In 1996, we took safety a step further by introducing Etap Safety Manager, a central managing, computer-controlled system for monitoring, controlling, reporting, and maintaining emergency lighting. Since then, we evolved to ESM for web, enabling facility managers to follow up their emergency lighting installation on the internet from anywhere in the world. A major shift in lighting technology came in 2003 with the introduction of the K9, the world's first standard emergency lighting series using LED. Ever since, we expanded all our major series with LED versions. Only 10 years later, it is time for a complete new story: emergency lighting with OLED. My colleague Hussein Murat, Manager Product Development Emergency Lighting, will tell you more about this new and promising lighting technology.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, everybody. My name is Hussein Murat, and I will tell you some more about the OLED technology in general, and then explain why it is a highly suitable light source for emergency lighting. As you can see, OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. As the name indicates, it involves a variant of the traditional LED. But while LEDs are based on crystalline, inorganic material, OLEDs use organic macromolecules. To produce light, these macromolecules are applied in a wafer-thin layer onto a substrate made from glass or another transparent material and connected to a cathode and an anode. The layer lights up whenever voltage is applied to the cathode and anode. To protect the organic layers, the OLED is mostly sealed between two glass plates. Now, OLEDs have some characteristics that make them a very suitable light source. As you can see, they're a large surface light source, and a light source which provides comfortable light, a glare-free light with excellent uniformity. Furthermore, OLEDs are light and very thin, as you can see, which makes them suitable for design products. And last but not least, they contain no harmful substances, such as mercury or cadmium, and they have a high color rendering index. However, as with the most new technologies, there are some challenges. They concern production cost, durability, and efficiency. But further development of the materials used, the protective layers, and also production techniques will lead to major improvements in this area. OLEDs will become more efficient with a higher lumen output and increasing lifetime. As you can see on this slide, Philips has outlined a roadmap which goes to 2018, in which they predict substantial improvements in efficacy, lifetime, brightness, lumen output, color rendering index, and also the dimensions, and this for the coming years. As a rule of thumb, we expect the efficiency to double every 3 years. Now, the characteristics of OLEDs, which we have shown, make them very suitable for diverse applications, for instance, displays of smartphones, TVs, but also for architectural and decorative lighting, such as light-emitting panels or interactive mirrors. There are also medical applications, such as an OLED jacket for newborns who need blue light exposure. And as you can see, even lighting up pop stars is within the possible. But last but not least, of course, there's another highly suitable applications for OLEDs. We have a flat surface light source with perfectly even illumination and glare-free light. This almost cries out emergency lighting signage. It's obvious that the OLEDs used for emergency lighting are not the same as the ones that are illuminating displays. For instance, in televisions and smartphones, the screen consists of literally millions of OLED pixels. And that's because the screen resolution plays a role there, as you can see here in this drawing. But in lighting applications, however, we strive to illuminate as large a surface as possible with a single module. So this applications of OLED technology took a few years longer of development. So it's obvious to see why this kind of large OLEDs, with their comfortable and uniform lighting, are the future light source for emergency lighting. And here at Etap, we have worked very hard to start this future right now with our K4 series. And now it's back to Mark, who will tell you all about it.
Thank you, Hussein. As we mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, Etap's K4 is the world's first standard emergency lighting luminaire. It is a series of recessed emergency signage luminaires for wall or ceiling mounting. The K4 was developed in close cooperation with Philips, and the OLED light source that we used for the new K4 is the Philips LumiBlade. What is immediately striking in K4 is the perfectly homogeneous illumination of the pictogram. This is due to the OLED technology used, whereby, as we already explained, the organic light-emitting materials are spread over the full surface of the sign. The pictogram is therefore no longer indirectly lit by a separate light source, but it becomes the light source itself. The result is a sign without equal with respect to recognition and safety. Etap emergency lighting is known for its minimalist design and discreet aspect. With K4, we go one step further in this process. Since light source and sign form a unit, the luminaire's dimensions can be substantially reduced, resulting in a mere 4 mm thick signage plate. Housing and electronics are perfectly hidden from view in wall or ceiling, only showing the slim pictogram plate. The rubber paint finishing and sharp angles contribute to the high-end look and feel of this luminaire. K4 is not only nice to look at. No compromises were made in the area of safety and reliability. Each luminaire is fitted with patented light source monitoring, this by a sensor that constantly measures the effective clarity of the signage. It issues a warning once the clarity no longer complied to the EN 1838 requirement. This way, Etap provides a solution for decreasing clarity over time. The signage plate with the OLEDs can be replaced if necessary. The K4 series always works in combination with the Etap's EBS Compact Central Battery System. EBS Compact is designed to supply emergency lighting within a single fire compartment. It's highly compact and lightweight unit, without the need for complex fire-resistant wiring. Therefore, not only keeping electronics and housing as small as possible, but also simplifying maintenance to the minimum. Furthermore, the elegant and discreet design of EBS Compacts fits in perfectly with the slim K4 signage. On this slide you see a summary of the K4's technical data. The dimensions of the luminaire 227 by 134 mm, and as mentioned before, the plate is mere 4 mm thin. The lit area is 210 by 105 mm. The efficiency is 40 lumen per watt. And as already mentioned before as well, the perfect uniformity level of 1/1. The lifetime 35,000 hours, and as applied in the K4, the expected service life is 10 years. And for the K4, as for all our emergency lighting products, has a warranty of 5 years. This completes our presentation of K4. We are very proud of it and believe it to be the first step in the use of OLEDs in emergency lighting. We thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoyed this webinar and we will gladly answer your questions now. All attendees will receive this presentation. Should you have further questions later on, you can mail them to the same email address as mentioned at the bottom of this screen.
Okay, thank you, Mark. So, as we said, we will now answer some of the frequent questions. Other questions will be answered later on by mail. I will just collect the papers. Well, we had quite some questions on the reliability of OLEDs as a light source for emergency lighting purposes. Because of course, for emergency lighting, reliability is one of the most important features. Well, it's quite obvious. We have not launched this K4 series without testing, without thoroughly testing even. And that was both on our sides and on Philips' side, who developed the LumiBlade, as we said. So these tests have convinced us that this K4 is a reliable signature luminaire, and it's using reliable technology. As we mentioned on one of the slides, it has an expected service life of 10 years, and we also give it a 5 years warranty, just as we do with our other products in emergency lighting. So yes, we believe in the reliability, and as a matter of fact, we had the same questions back in 2003 when we used LEDs for the first time. There were also questions there on reliability, and we believe now that OLED technology and performance is already better than LED technology was in 2003, and it will only improve in the future. Yeah, so I hope this answers for these questions. There were some questions also about our future plans with OLED. Well, of course, this highly depends on the evolution of the OLED technology. We know that several companies and suppliers are working very hard to improve the performance of the OLEDs. You have seen on the slides the Philips roadmap. So yes, we firmly believe in future applications, both in lighting and emergency lighting, and we will be ready to apply it in the Etap luminaires, just as we did with LED technology. And then there were some questions about the price of the K4. Well, it's of course a new innovative technology, so it is more expensive. It's approximately 40% more expensive than our most high-end LED range. But of course, as with other technologies, we know that prices will drop in the future when more applications will be developed, when more luminaires are developed in emergency lighting and lighting. And again, it's the same story as with LED. LED products have dropped in price and are still dropping in price. So this will happen also with OLED products. Okay, I think we can finish here. We did have some other questions, more technical questions, which we'll be glad to answer by mail later on. So thank you again from behalf of Etap. Thank you and goodbye.